Every time I want to get it up there in the stand, I jiggle it. Oh, one last thing to go find so I can see the chat. I always go back and watch myself afterwards. I always have to mute the laptop. The laptop. I go, what the heck is this? And pull the chat out so I can see the chat, not so much me. Hi, Mary. Hi, Gayla. Two different parts. How's California weather? Hi, June. And hi, Denise. How's everybody's weather? I have rain, noon, and about 45 degrees. About. Gotta go back and find that picture. Hi, Mona Did Wood. She's on the Mona Did What side today, not the senior moment one. I muted it, but it doesn't like staying muted. There. Well, let's see. What am I doing today? Feeling a little bit better. Still have one snowman to finish. I am so close. That way all my kids get a Christmas card. I got all the others out in the mail. But this is the progress on the last one. I got to put the green holly up there, the broom, the snowflakes. I ran out of the light blue. Hi, Gisela. So, one card to go. That's what's on that agenda. I hate when you move the mouse and it just puts things wherever. Hi, Gladys. Hi, Susan. Cheryl. Cheryl's already had a sneak peek because this was not made this morning. I did this, including the hand sewing while I watched Kathy's. Hi, Wanda from Michigan. You're a new subscriber. Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. If you see me looking off to the side, that's because my chat's over there. Oh, just give me that you subscribed. Just give me the notice. You'll never know what pops up with me. Hi, Lisa. Because this was a blank piece of material. A few of my back episodes, I was getting ready to make it, and then I got sick. But I have 2 daughters and a son, and the daughters decided that they're getting gypped. So moms had to make them something for every holiday. So this is going to become a pillow. And this is, I just grabbed some white material I had. So this is 11-inch square. These corners are 3.5-inch blocks that you draw the line across and then flip them up. And now I'm going to add a border around it. I just quick nillied, and while Kathy was on, I cut strips of fabric, pieces of batting, and I already had the backing. I am one that will just come out of things out of the blue. Her head comes up with it. It's like behind my head. This was a couple years ago. This tree was. And I don't have a Christmas pillow, so all you get to see is my autumn ones. But I hope you continue to, hi Jennifer, to join us, or join us, because we are a family out here. You'll get to know, everybody gets to know everybody. But I'm sure they all welcome you to the group too. Because like I said, we are a family. Looking for my little, and normally I have a little one. Bye Giselle, I'm glad you stopped by. Gisella's in another country and it's 9 hours later there. So she probably has to go family time. But it's always harder for them to catch some of our things. I don't know if I'm going to save. I'll save the red, but I'm not saving the white. That's, hi, Carrie. And Cheryl is our pro quilter. She does them in quality and quantity. She just helped someone finish 9 memory quilts. They had the quilts all together. She machine quilted them under the domestic and put the binding on. And yes, she was compensated. It's like anybody that would want all that done would, I hope, would not expect for free. But I mean, there's times that we help, but 9 would be calling it too much. Hang my ruler back up. So I have these strips and I know they're way too big. It's like I wasted fabric that I didn't need to. But I was just trying to get enough done. Yes, because Cheryl does so many quilts. 30, is it for the year? I think. Okay, looking for top and bottom. Turn this down a bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Cheryl does way more quilts than I plan on. I have enough in my closet. And if you ever have a question, just ask. If there isn't one of us in here that can answer the question, we'll try to find the answer to the question. And then next year, hopefully I get back to my right quilt that's hanging on the wall. And people have always wondered if I'm sick. Hey, you got one more cancer quilt. A fundraiser. But my great-granddaughter She usually is on for the first few minutes of every show and the last 10 minutes of every show. So if you go back and watch the replay, you'll see this adorable little bundle of joy. She's just the cutest. Hi, Kim. Kim feeling better? I'm hoping I can not cough today. No guarantees, though. You're running behind today? Wow. Grandma is watching little one because she had 2 days off. I don't know what she has off next week. But I let them take her as many times as they can because I get her all the time. I get her the most, so it's just one of those things. Pressing those two back so I can add the other two sides. Do my trimming. So I have my back to you for a little bit. It seems funny when I get to leave my cutting tools down. Hi, so Terry. You getting any snow in New York, Terry? I'm not. I'm just getting the wet stuff. That's enough for me. I didn't want to make my brain overthink this morning, so I just... Carrie's getting rain? Okay. Not quite cold enough to snow here. I'm sewing 1/4 inch around, putting these borders on. Then I have to do some more trimming because I know it's way oversized because I need 13.5. I have a 12-inch pillow, but it takes 13.5. But my daughters, they get one pillow. And as I make, they have to take it off and hide the pillow till the next holiday. Trying to do non-holiday ones too, but then they might wear out their pillow because when they get 2 of each holiday, they're responsible to buy their own pillow. But the 12-inch pillow form takes a 13.5-inch pillow cover. So you just don't assume that it's actually going to work. Setting the seam. flop it back. I really like this red. I have no idea what company, it's like, the company was PB Tex. It's called Bare Essentials by B&P Textile. There. I shouldn't say it. I don't know the company. It's right there. But so far, and the backing, I just had the backing. There it is. The backing for one is this gray. Hi, Randy. How are you doing, Randy? But the backing for the one is going to be this gray snowflake with red. I keep going to send him a message. This is on the back of my one daughter's quilt. This is leftover material from the 108. And she had almost a yard too much. And this fabric is from, I love the salvage edge on this one. Look at all those snowflakes in the color. They just put a whole bunch of snowflakes. This one here is from, it's called Frozen Melodies by Chelsea Design Works for Studio E Fabrics. That was bought at my local quilt store. And then the other daughter is getting this fabric I bought from on a shop hop. Well, I'll make sure to have it right side up for you guys. It's Santa on Vacation. Rudolph Motel pool has a pool shuffleboard. So that's what the other daughter's getting. And hello, Lori. Don't know if I said hello to you earlier. And they're only a little spoiled, but Melinda actually bought this one. And we did a shop hop. And she bought red and white snowflakes fabric for hers, because the theme was red and white. I made mine Valentine. She went Christmas. Oh no, Randy. But I have one piece. I could only find one piece of her, so I must have figured right to the nubbins. That's the red snowflake that she picked. And then she used this white on white square. Because we just changed out some of the pieces in the block. But she seen that red snowflake and she said, okay, it's like, yes, June, no control. It's just one of those things that he's been through the tests and they say no. So who do you go against? Before I lose this piece of the salvage edge, I'm pinning it. Because it's like, I really like this red. I like the color of the red and the tone of the red. That's what I like. If I start losing my voice, I'll be squeaking. Randy will probably say it's okay. But Randy, I'm not using purple. Did you notice? There's no purple. And Wanda, I have a lot of purple in my life. That's been my favorite color for years. It's like, oh, yeah, this ear. There, I'll move it closer. That's from a shop hop. And I did the film, kind of a film border, because it only goes for so long and then it goes back. So opposite corners have that checkerboard. But a shop hop in Oregon, we got 6-inch block kits. That's what you got for going on the shop hop. Every store that participated had, with the different matching materials. Who let old lady Wanda in here? I don't know if it's the same Wanda. Not the same last name. This one's last name ends with an R according to my chat up there. And then the other one that's underneath it, which hasn't made it to my room yet, is got this was given to me. Yeah, Wanda R. And then this one, this red I bought because it closely matched. But I bought in the yard sale a bunch of Christmas fabric. And I shared with my other 3 quilting friends at the time. And I did a challenge. We all had to make a quilt from the yard sale stuff. So I took the Snowman. The back is the same as the red. I had a couple blocks still left. So I made this pillow cover. And the other block that was left, I added another border, and then I took a square, cut it in 4 pieces, twice diagonally, sewed it back on the edge of that, and I made this table topper. So I have a whole set. Hi, Dorlyn. How's your weather? Yeah, that Wanda I don't think has ever came over here, Randy. Wanda, see? Trying to get this to set back good enough for me. Yeah, this is her first time here. I want to make sure this sets really well. I want to press it with a little bit of steam. Not in my iron. I don't put water in my irons. Every time I do, it spits out and sputters. That brown ooh. We're getting some slush. It's cooling down out here. We're getting some slush. Right now I can see slush. after my live, I gotta go out to the post office because my outgoing mail would be soaking wet. Okay, so here's with all the red in its entirety. But to quilt it, hi Kenneth. Kenneth attends quite frequently. I better take, I am listening while I work, so if I miss saying hello to anyone, no apologies needed. You still painting? Yeah. Well, I seen a picture where they did the whole face thing, different faces, different carrot noses, on a whole quilt. And I said, that's too much for me because it'd be too much white. But I can't do snowflakes. I will hand embroider a date on it down in the red. I just did all the handwork, the hand applique, and I just put the mouth on it a little bit ago. Painting door trim. I need to pull my couch out and my curio cabinet and things like that. So I'm going to do a diagonal, I guess. But I'm thinking just one way to where it might be the snow's going at one angle. Because I think if I went back and crossed it, it would be too just, it'd make him look more like he's in jail or prison or... But I think if I go one direction, it'd be like the snow coming down at us. I'm thinking. That's my, yes, Brandy, my brain's a thinking. Here comes the fun part. Figuring out where it squared is. There. I gotta remember to keep that one awake every now and then. So I gotta figure out where the middle is and then place this on there. It's like I just take all the time to press it. Now I have to take the time to put a crease in it. It's right under it, right in his nose. Well, I can mark that with a pencil because that's going to be hidden. Hi, Tammy. I'm doing okay. You'll hear my voice crack every now and then. But it's like doing the best I can. I don't have little one, so. But my sleeping pattern, boy, is it ever off. Just going to bed go to bed at 11, but can I go to sleep? No. There's no saying that this batting is on here correctly. Or, because I do everything oversized. Because I just quickly cut out the batting. Everything fits there. I didn't do too far off. 2.5 I would have been short. Because I always have to have extra. I mean, I have just like an inch too much. But it's like, if I would have cut 2.5, I wouldn't have had enough. Trimming it down some. Those aren't big enough for me for anything. All the deep reds, and then the black has gold to trim in it. I was trying to take all the Shop Hop colors because there's quite a variety of colors. It's like, here, I'll open it up so you can see more of the blocks. Because I think there's 32 blocks. But we had appliques, we had pieced, we had simple ones. But all the stores get meat, and they come up with a color theme. Yeah, I have rain right now, Terry. It's raining here right now. But it's got a slush look. And the slush is definitely taking us down from our 43. So we are probably heading, because our winds are not helping us any. Yesterday, not last night, night before. Well, it would have been yesterday. I get up several times during the night. And I sleep like 1 to 3 and 5 to 4 to 6. Sometimes 5 to 7. And all of a sudden I hear my back door opening. I'm a super light sleeper. So I just got back to sleep when the door opened. And that wind was so strong. My grandson had went out to the freezer. And evidently he didn't shut the door hard enough to latch. Got it, Tammy. When I get a cough, it lingers forever. I wish I knew what was in those old time mustard packs. I had whooping cough so bad when I was a kid, I got moved out of the house. Didn't get taken to the hospital. I got to go live with my grandma. And she had these hot mustard packs. And believe me, there are times I wish I knew what was in that hot mustard pack. Wonder how that... I gotta take this corner apart. There's a cut in the fabric that I didn't see. It's like the thread's missing. Yeah. It's like the thread's pulled all the way down. See, I just get started. And now I have to detour. I never do get the right end when I go to get the seam ripper. But I used to not have to have it open all the time. So it's the little one. I have to have it open, closed. There's always things that you always wish you knew what the grandparents did. Oh, you just had a... Yeah, my siding. When they put the vinyl siding on, they make it from the street, where when you look down it, the seam overlaps that way. Well, when our wind comes from the north, it hits the side of the house and it goes under all that siding overlap. So my house makes noises. This, I guess I should have paid attention to the fabric till I pressed it. I didn't even see it then. But my house moans and groans and creaks. I think it always has. Hi, Nancy. Guess who Nancy's here? And welcome. Nancy goes on another channel where we gamble for thimbles. She's just one under mine, I think. But everybody else is gambling for the big top. Yeah, we was there last night. I wasn't paying that much attention because I was working on my cross stitch. I know it's here. At least you can see what I'm working on. I was working on this snowman. And when I said I ran out of color number 162, I'm out of the gray, or the light blue. So what I did is I put gray down, because the light blue I have is light blue gray, light blue green, light blue violet. And they take on too much of the other color. So I put one layer of the gray down and then put blue on top. But this is the last snowman I have to make. The finished ones aren't in there. I don't know where I put them. I'm making Christmas cards with them. Hi, Katie. I just found a piece of fabric with an error in it. It's missing a thread, so it's got to cut. I wish I would have seen it before. Then I wouldn't have to be doing this. Because the other one's not even close. Thank you, June. I sent one to my aunt that's 90. And then my 7 top quilting friends. And if you didn't get a card from me, doesn't mean that you're not one of my top quilting friends. Just means I didn't have enough time to make everybody one. Okay. Here I had this all set and ready. There's always something that sets you back. The slush is getting a little bit wider every time. The ground is starting. Okay. Find my mouse and roll back up. Okay, I only find my in all chat. I didn't, it's not showing up here. Maybe you'll have to put it in the comments, Wanda. I'm not seeing it anyplace. It's like after the show. It's a link. Okay. So you'll have to put it, for some reason they don't accept links. Unless you have the blue knife, the wrench. I just gotta check who it is. Because I sent some of them a thing saying I was live. My son forgets. Because I'd have to give you a blue wrench in order for you to put the link up. Which I can do that. Oh, forget. Okay. Type again, Wanda. And then I just made you a moderator. Temporarily, unless now you can put the link up. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other pieces that was left of this? But I know now you can put the link up. I know for a fact you can do the link now. Because you have to be a moderator. Because that's how we get sometimes our ideas. My son's probably wondering how much is paper towels and toilet paper. And see, now when I find my mouse again, I click on that. There, I have them both going. Thank you. But I know it's like I just cut the material. That's not it. Left it underneath. I go, where in the heck? I know Grandma made some mustard packs. Kept changing them and changing them and changing them constantly on for me. Place that right there. Get a pin down. It can't hurt if it can help get rid of this cough. And then there was some drops we used to take also. Yeah, it helps draw out whatever. But I had whooping cough so bad. and it's so contagious. I got to live with my grandma and grandpa. I don't know if back then they had the whooping cough vaccination, but there's one little girl, she's not old enough to get whooping cough vaccination yet. She was a couple months old. She ended up in the hospital. But there used to be, when I first started getting the cough, because I get the cough every winter, and I can't remember what the drops were. They taste terrible, but they worked. It would delay the cough. Could have been eucalyptus oil, epicap. Yeah, I was trying to think of all the different dumb things out there. But it seems like the home remedies like that, the naturals, work better than the other stuff. Okay, that corner's replaced. Now I press it back out. Resew it, reposition it. Raw honey and lemon work too. Well, I don't know where I'd find any of that. Every time I've looked at honey, it says honey syrup. And I go, what the heck is honey syrup? And and the main ingredient seems to be sugar. It's like our grocery store has what they call honey syrup. It says honey, but it doesn't say raw honey. It says honey syrup. I know my friend used to always, at the fruit stand, oh no, Terry. My dad used to get bronchitis and pneumonia easily. His doctor gave him what they call the... Yeah, we have had a doctor. They called it the SMIC concoction. Oh, I forgot to turn off the 10-minute warning. Yeah, I think that is probably what it is. Tuesday and Thursday, and no, I don't have an Etsy shop. Everything I make, I pretty much keep. Or my daughters. I've sold 3 quilts in my years of quilting. Years. I used to only make quilts as I needed them. Like a certain bed required a certain size. Okay. And I can't think. So you're yuck. I'm sorry you feel like yuck. Terry is also one of our gambling friends. It's the race to the million. One thing about it, I should be able to put this back on here. Means I trimmed first. I should be able to lay this back on here. Yeah, ha ha. Nancy and I already confessed. We're gamblers. I used to spend all mine. But I guarantee you the little princess in your house is not going to take care of you. And I'm trying to avoid everything because our Christmas party is Saturday. Well, yeah, Terry, Patty G spent some of her thimbles the other day and won it all back and got ahead again. This guy's chasing down the FedEx truck. Now, I do not want to put the... I'm trying to figure out if I really want to mark it and take a chance or just go for it. I've did all the rest with the marks. I said one of these times I'm going to do it and the marks aren't going to come out. Hi, Loretta. Glad you could make it. Do I want... Which side of the wins? grab a longer one. I know slots doesn't work for me either. But I do have to admit, I've made it a long ways with getting rid of all my stuff. It came off all the rest, but it's just, I'm going for it. Now I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going from. No, for cashing in all of my tokens for a long time. Okay, Ricola. I will buy them when I go to the store. Herbal. Okay, I am willing to try. What's the worst I can get? Rid of my cough? I'm just going to go lightly down. In the red, I got to be a little bit braver. And then small... Is it not working? Did I run out? No, it's just sleeping. Our small town, we don't get everything. Did anything mark this time? Yes, got something this time. Well, the last time all they had was the Ludens. They only had these the last time I went. But they do help it. Hi, Araceli. Been a while. And welcome back. I have 2.5 inches. Hold still, ruler. Two and a half again. I get the worst tasting cough syrup. I mean, Safe Tussin is what I get now. It's sugar-free and good for high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. I have white coat syndrome, which is similar, but I got stitched through his eyeball. But Safe Tussin was all they had one day. And that's just as wicked as normal Tussin. Hi, Lori Clark. How are you? Did you have to shovel some more snow? Or did your snow go away? We need the old-time Robitussin. Yes. I don't get a nap out of it. Because I'm still shaking off the ugh. That's the only stuff I buy, Robitussin. I did the DM. I've tried the DM, and I've tried the Safe. You can't stay warm. Where's that man of yours? Say, cuddle me. Keep me warm. Ouch. Or I just was gonna say the puppy's name. It's not a puppy anymore, but your fur baby. Marshall, yes. Why can't I remember Marshall? Because I shop at Marshall Dry Goods too much? Okay, increase the length up to 3. I have white on top, gray on the bottom. And I'm going to start out here in the middle. We are almost 80 degrees. I wish. It's like, I have white stuff. The ground is white. Or I have to sew through this poor guy's eyeball. I'm not a good eye doctor here. I had to stitch through. Getting flooding rain tomorrow. Yeah, well, this depends on how our winds is blowing things through. Right, ouch! This is why I'm not good with pins here. Relocate the pin here. Okay, Cheryl, enjoy your grandson. I know you'll watch the replay. She always does. She sews and watches me. I sew and watch myself too. Or I watch Terry with Tutti Frutti. That's a sewing machine that So Terry has refurbished some old featherweights, vintage machines. And my favorite is Tutti Frutti. And Tutti Frutti is just the doorstop, if I remember right. Can never be a working machine again. Okay. I do talk to myself on mine also, because I go, why did you say that? See, I got 2 of the lines through. If I had one of those really fancy machines, I would do that really pretty swirling snowflake. But it's never going to come from these hands. My nephew just bought his wife an old featherweight. He asked for advice. I said, give it to her and then send it to me for TLC. We shall see what he decides. I could have sold him one of mine. Yeah? Which one can you sell? But Tutti Frutti is the that I call. You think about, would like all the guts from mine fit in Tutti Frutti? If I was ever crazy enough to tear apart Sarah Jane. Just ask him. I could say ask him for a friend like somebody in her wine last night. I can put up there, I drink if you need me to, Terry. I could have. Why did I not think of that? I can't sew on Sarah Jane when little one's here. But I can sew on Sarah Jane on other days because she'd be after the arm. Uh-oh. I got to take that one out. Look what happened. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I only have to take out half of it, but it's still the backing flip. Don't remove corner pins. When you first started, you started on a Singer. I did too. My grandma's trundle machine. And I wanted that years ago. And then she traded it in on a featherweight. And then the other grandma, I think, got the 301 or the... I have two old ones. One stubborn. Oh, yeah, well, Fonda, you're part of the Misfit Club. We all do it. It's even more fun when you do it on live. Yeah, well, Kathy, down in California, you're going to have problems with anything you do with selling your brother's house. Because I've noticed that people want the new roofs put on. They want guarantees. When you're selling a home, they want guarantees. And this one guy that sold his house down the street, he had to pay for an electrical inspection to come in. He had to pay before he could sell the house because they wanted to make sure all the electrical was up to code. Lori Clark was just given a 1960 Singer, all the tools in the carry case. It's in mint. That's what I would lower the price and say no warranties as is. Because there's so many people that are flipping. In this area, we have flippers. They'll come in and buy a house for $20,000, $30,000. Put the, some repairs. The one across the way, he paid, I think, $25,000. All he did was super clean it up, coat of paint, and turn around and sold it for $160,000. And then that person had it for 3 months, I think it was. And they didn't do anything to it. Turned around and sold it for $190,000, I think it was. Yeah. It's unreal. And they don't do anything to... Well, the second guy, he put a deck all across the back. But that deck's not worth $30,000. The house still has a 3-inch slope. You can still play catch with yourself. Because the first guy He raised it 3 inches of the 6 of the slope it was. He didn't replace wiring, insulation. He said he moved the furnace, talked to the guy that he bought it from, and he said, I put that furnace up in the attic. I says, well, he's taking claim for it. We have to pay to have everything fixed inside and out, new paint, new carpet, new floor. Well, as far as the carpeting goes, it is cheaper to replace with carpet. Replace with the cheapest carpet you can find. Because carpeting is cheaper than you get into that laminate, and it can be quite expensive. I might have to refresh the laptop. It went to sleep again. Yeah, because it quit talking out there. The potential buyers want to get their own contractor to go in and fix it. $100,000. We pay escrow and a few other things. Well, if the price is reduced, no, it's like, oh, I can't even squeak it out. Go for it, Terry. No. I can squeak no. Most I would do. I guess I pulled out my thread. Paint carbon flowing is cosmetic, yes. We're going to get us all going here. I think the only thing they can be demanding on. Yeah, they're not the right buyer. I'd refuse and never take another one back from them. Remember that name. Yes, that's all that the important parts is. The guy that sold down the street, he had just put in new carpet, and they wanted the carpet removed. And they said, again, it's not our problem if you don't like carpet. It's got flooring, it's all this and that and that. Well, they kept hunting for little things to get done. And their last thing they got done was the wiring. It was not up to code with that 6, where you take an extension cord, a 6 foot. If you can't meet 2 6-foot extension cords, is the rule for wiring now. So they had one room that did not have wiring that met that code. I would get, that's too much demands. You almost want a counter offer with, you want me to wipe your... I didn't say it, but you know what I mean. Let's see, where's the 2.5 meat on this one? I'm tacking down the corners so I don't have that accident again. Terry's moving to the kitchen to cook something. Okay, I've diagonal stitched down the poor guy, right through his eyes. I'll go press him. Like I said, I did lightly. Through the white. But he's cute. My one's so far behind. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, he is cute. So that's the front. And it's like, I can continue. It just takes longer. And half of him is seven and a half. I don't like an inch overlap. I think I might do 10. Thank you, Wanda, Kathy, and Lori. And the rest. I need 2 10 by 15 pieces. Oh, trying to see which way I want to chop up the fabric at. I need a bigger table or more space or less stuff in my room. I don't think I brought that ruler back in here. Okay, Lori. So be right back. You're lurking? Okay. Lurkers are allowed. Get that slid so I can slide it do the final cut here. I don't know if you can hear my train in the background. Got a wild thread. It's not the same red that's used in her quilt, but I figure by using the backing from her quilt, that should classify as close enough to match it. But she wanted to know why Dad wanted to go on these shop hops. Maybe I should just use her material, because I can get both backs off of this one. You can hear your trains also. Yeah, I live 2 blocks from the train. I sit things down, and then I sit things on top of them. Maybe her sisters will match. Why cut up that other fabric, right? When I could use it on this. Folded in half. Time for another cough drop. Keep ahead of it. There'll be definitely pauses in my speaking. I think I did pretty good. Cutting in a 14-inch area. I'll just do the flip and sew. Flip it over and sew. I'm going to do that. Roll quarter to make the finished edge of the pillow back. She watched, Melinda did the other day. She watched part of the YouTube and she never said anything. I entered the Christmas quilt and won a quilt hanging. It should be here tomorrow. Well, congratulations, Wanda. I didn't see where it was so advertised this time, so I missed it. If you won. I don't enter in contests anymore. It's like, I've won too much, and I don't need it. I'm trying to downsize. I'm trying to downsize. It's like, my grandkids say I'm going to live to be 100. And I says, please don't wish that upon me. Because I says, you taking care of me? One says yes. And Emily, you learned a lot. I want to try to get back to more of the teaching part. We used to do a block. I can do a block a week, no problem. But I get bored in between. But now that I have a great-granddaughter occupying my time, and Lori's still here. Lori was another one that got hooked in the summer moon thing. Kathy hasn't finished hers yet. Susan, you're out, finished hers. And then she was going to make another one, but only use part of the blocks. I don't think she was going to use the teeny tiny ones. Yep. But Lori, you got the borders on, right? You just have to do the quilting. She's going to do it someday. Someday. Okay. If I put this part on first and the other one there, when I flip it around, am I right or wrong? But we always tease Kathy that she needs to get hers done. Well, Lori, your work in progress for next year. Oh, should I measure this to see if I'm even done? Done enough? It's like, I forgot to measure how much the thing was across. Because like I said, I always make them oversized. Just like I should remember what kind of quilt machine she has. Long arm. So when she sets it up, she sets it up. Because it's another simple name of sorts. Okay, bye, Katie. I'm glad you got to spend some time with us. The Bailey, because of the dog, Bailey. Why can't I remember that? Yeah, on the envelope type pillow, and that's why I'm putting pins in it. And I'm going to try to show, because you want the envelope, especially when it's a directional pillow, to be correct. You don't want your flap to be open at the top. Bye, Kim. Enjoy. If I don't see you, happy holidays. So, like, when I turn this right side out, It's not going to lay flat, but when I hold it this way, I want this top piece of the pillow to go down over the top of the other piece, and that's what it will do. So when it's laying, if this was all flat, this piece lays over top of that piece. And so the face, because in other words, if it was going like this, you would have your gap. This one here, I'm making it for the 12-inch pillows. But the 12-inch pillows take a 13.5 cover. And my bright lights are getting to my eyeball. But you want this flap to be where it lays down over top. And this one here has a 2.5-inch overlap. And when I have these pillows on my bed, I'll take a brand new Kleenex and I'll put it under the flap so in case I need a Kleenex. What's under this one? This is my notorious. This is a pillow that I didn't have enough overlap, but it's part of kind of my theme. Here's my purple poo. Patty G made the block for me. But yeah. And I always double sew everything. But the bright light's starting to affect my eyeball. I have one eyeball that's going wacky. So I'm going to have to quit sewing for the day until I get the ice on my neck. But it's just, this is a 12.5-inch block, unfinished, 12-inch. And I just put a border on it and make these quick pillows. But this headache will make me sick if it continues. I've had too many neck injuries. So there's times that the different lights, they start affecting the eyeball. I want to thank everybody that showed up today. And Tuesday, they won't be here, but I'll take some pictures and post them on my YouTube page. If I get them both done. If I don't get them both done, that's the way it goes. But me and an ice pack are going to go take a nap. I just have to put a ice pack roll on my neck to help get rid of the headache. I've had 8 concussions and 3 whiplashes. And so my neck gets tensed up. And then it causes a flicker. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. And I normally would have been done by now. I normally just 1 hour. But we'll see ya on Tuesday. And I might and might not have the little one. So we'll see you then. Bye.